Do you think that our use of transitions and effects were appropriate to our soap, and if so, could you give us an example?
I think they were quite appropriate because I remember, especially with Kira's scene, it's like the wedding ring from Henry, and it goes into her washing the plate after she's just murdered him. And I think that was quite effective because it lasts in memory.
Yeah, make the storyline clearer.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And what about any like effects of the picture, any like colours that you thought were appropriate?
I like that when the picture was burning, the orange, like the flames were bright, it seemed brighter than the rest of it, so it stood out. That was good.
Yeah.
Do you think it's clear who our target audience is?
I'd say it's an older target audience because there are some quite dark themes and stuff in there, so definitely younger adults.
And do you feel like the music was appropriate and suitable for the trailer?
I think it was.
Yeah, me too. It was good.
Because it kind of added some impact, really.
Yeah, a bit of a chill. Yeah, it was good.
Did you think that the sins were portrayed well enough in the soap opera trailer, or were there some confusing scenes that you thought didn't link at all?
I don't think it was confusion. I think some of them were more successful than others. I really liked the shot we had of Sarah and everyone was flashing around her. That sloth was brilliant, I thought. The Pride one, Laura's sort of look at the end of it, and I'm thinking, well, is that pride or is that sort of disgust? So there was a little bit of confusion that could have been put forward a little bit better.
Yeah.
Do you think there were too many storylines, or do you think that what makes it a good
I think because you're going with 7, that's an awful lot.
Okay.
Some of them could cross over. I did have a little bit of difficulty following that there were 7 in it, and I definitely didn't pick up your number 7 at the end, the fact that it was burnt in the shape of a 7. Thinking back, yeah, I can see how that worked, but I didn't pick up on that initially, no.
Okay.
If you weren't told before that there was it was based on the 7 deadly sins, would you have understood the whole numbering?
Eventually. Yeah. Not immediately, but yeah, eventually. Yeah.
Okay. So do we need to make that more clear? Or?
I would think, I think some of them, as I said, I think you were more successful than others. I mean, the way you started off, the vanity, I mean, very, very clear, that one. Yeah. And it might be that the more successful ones you put together at the top, and so the other ones then follow. Okay. I think that Sarah's, for example, was a successful one as well. So if you could bring that at number 2 or 3 possibly, because I think it was about 4 or 5, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was number 4.
And do you feel like the music was suitable and appropriate for the
trailer? The music, like the other group, was superb. The only thing I would suggest to improve would be at the end, it really cut to nothing, and there wouldn't be a problem to cut to black, but it didn't work with the music. You needed to find a more apt moment for it to cut there. Likewise, and I don't know whether it was the music or something going on in the room, but when you'd lit the photograph, there's sort of a crackly thing going on, and I thought, oh, actually, that was really good. You could have actually cut the music at that point and just had the sound of it burning, and then it comes back in again. I don't know, that would be a technique to sort of stretch out that song to make sure you could get that cut at the right time.
Last question: do you think you would watch this soap? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's. As I said, I'm not normally a soap watcher, but that kind of intrigued me. Where is this going? And so, yeah, definitely watch the first one to see how it will pan out.
Do you think our use of effects and transitions were appropriate to our trailer? And give us an example of like one of your favourite ones.
Yeah, I quite like the flash to, what was it, Pride? Because there's a camera going on in Pride as well, so it's sort of the camera turns away and then it's a flash to where it was going. I think that was my favourite one.
And
the others I didn't notice particularly.
No.
Okay. Was it clear who our target audience was?
I would have said it was aimed at either higher end of teenagers to young adults, but I wouldn't say like early teenagers, like 16 and below.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you think that the characters made it easier to show this target audience?
I would have said so, yeah, because all the characters obviously gave off quite an adult impression about them. Like, obviously, chasing after women, putting like a wedding ring down. That's obviously a very adult thing to do. Being in the kitchen by yourself, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
And do you feel like the music was appropriate and suitable for the trailer?
Yeah, I did like the music. It's sort of, yeah, I like the way there was no sound and just the music. I thought that was very effective.